Hey, this is Tina here at E3 2009, and I'm here with.
Guha Bala.
And we're looking at Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2. So let's jump into it here. Can you explain what's going on right now?
So what we're looking at here is on the eve of the passage in Congress of the Superhuman Registration Act, we go to Washington, D.C., where Captain America is about to stage a rally to convince the public to have the United States not pass this, but all is not well in D.C. Mercenaries are attacking the Capitol, and senators are being kidnapped. Your superhero team is called in to be able to take care of the situation, rescue the senators.
So these first four characters that are appearing, are they the ones that you play as first in the beginning?
Well, the beginning of the game starts with a different set of characters. The characters that you're seeing here, Juggernaut, Storm, Captain America, and Songbird, are one of the 24 playable characters that we'll have right out of the box. Really with Marvel Ultimate Alliance 2, we're bringing back the largest army of superheroes, and so we want to show you a variety of different ones.
So how many superheroes are available in this game?
In the box, we're going to do 24 playable heroes. Some of them are going to be returning favorites. And here you see Storm as well as Captain America that are really great in this game, but totally revamped. Some of them are new to the series, like Iron Fist and Songbird, and some of them have specific roles in the Civil War storyline, the Marvel Civil War storyline, which we take inspiration for as a jumping point for this game.
So how did you guys decide to get rid of certain characters from the last game? That must have been very hard.
Yeah, that's big, tough choice for us. We have in creating this kind of largest army, some of what we need to do is to say for the storyline, we need to include some characters as a must. We had to bring back some of the really favorite characters, but of course fans are going to want to play new characters they've never played before as well. So some drop off and other ones get added, and we really try to make sort of a very well-balanced roster so players can jump in, pick any of the characters, and they're going to feel really good right out of the gate.
I need to ask a personal question. Is Silver Surfer in this game?
Well, I can't tell you exactly if it's in this game, but it may have been one of those choices we had to make. But I can assure you, probably, fans are really wondering, who goes into substitute, and some of the substitutes are really awesome.
And so how does the combat system work? Is it similar to the first one?
In a lot of ways, we pick up where the first one left off, and then we really try to make it, continue where the franchise is heading, which is accessibility, pick up and play 4-player co-op, either both locally as on the couch as well as online. You as a player can have an array of melee attacks and combinations and so forth. Every hero has a set of 4 powers that are fully upgradable and have an upgrade tree and pathway, so really hundreds of powers to play with. But the key mechanical differentiation in this game is what we call power fusion. So in looking at this universe, what superheroes do when they face overwhelming odds is to combine their powers to overcome them. And so every character in this game can combine his or her powers with every other character in this game. And so that yields over 250 super power fusions that players can do.
And are those separate from the finishing moves that were available in the first game?
Yeah, they're totally separate. The fusion moves themselves, Dennis is about to do a fusion between Songbird, who takes sound energy, makes him physical, and Juggernaut. She creates a ball, mace-like ball around Juggernaut, and he becomes this giant tank that rolls around as a wrecking ball in the environment. So you can really see how Dennis plays an active role in controlling it. So he's controlling the direction the whole time. And of course, this is a co-op experience at its heart. So many of the fusions, when 2 players get together and fuse together, each player will have a role in many of the fusions to be able to add to the control.
When we're playing this game, will we be able to make personal upgrades like we did in the first game last time?
Yeah, absolutely. And we really put a lot of attention to the upgrade system, both to make it really accessible for on-the-fly co-op play, and the way we do that is a quick upgrade menu. You have a detailed team menu that's in the pause menu of the game that you can go and really fiddle with things. But while you're in the heart of co-op, a quick menu will come up. You can upgrade your powers, your passive abilities, and there's a system of team boosts that we have. Players can earn with boss fights, exploration, unique achievements with playing with specific heroes. And those team boosts are ways of equipping your team for a specific style of play. So, for example, I can really make the Ultimate Brawler team by enhancing strength and stamina and so forth, or the Power Play team by energy regen. Other types of teams like electric resistance, enhanced ice damage, and so forth. So as you play with different combinations of heroes, you can really customize a playstyle to your liking. And the quick upgrade menu has it so you can pull it up during gameplay and really on the fly, without pausing the gameplay, have every player upgrade their characters, have other players continue. Here what we're seeing is one of our really popular fan favorites, Deadpool. And just in gameplay, you saw how he exposed his personality. He comes in, in the comic books, of course, Deadpool knows he's in a comic book. In this game, he knows he's in a video game, and he's going to talk to you as he's aware of the player. And he's an example of, in this case, Deadpool, you fight him as a boss first, and he becomes a playable character as well, so he joins your roster. But he's an example of some of the dozens of named Marvel heroes and villains that you're going to encounter in this game as bosses that you're going to be able to fight with in addition to play with.
Can you tell us how many characters are unlockable in this game?
We haven't determined how many total are unlockable, but you do have a certain set roster right at the beginning. So as you go through the game, for example, what we're seeing with Deadpool here is you encounter him for the first time in the storyline in Washington, D.C., and then once you've beaten him as a boss, he becomes unlocked for play. So similarly, throughout the game, you encounter different characters through the adventure that essentially join your team.
And was it just me, or did I just see 5 characters on screen instead of 4?
So in that case, I think you saw 4 main characters that are your player characters, 1 ally that was a 5th character. You don't directly control him, but he supports you. And then Deadpool, of course, who's a villain. Well, not a villain, but an enemy in this environment.
Are there 4 costumes available for each character as in the last game, or is there something new in this?
So we will have alternate costumes. We haven't finalized a number of alternate costumes. One of the things that we do in this game is put a huge amount of effort into the character detail and the character concepting. The actual concepts for every character are original for the first time for this game. Take inspiration from the Civil War style of rendering, but really something that's fresh and unique and uniquely approved by Marvel in this game, and every costume alternative is the same way. So players are going to see some really new variations on traditional costume designs here.
Great, and what's happening right now on screen? They're in a new environment.
So actually, we're taking a little bit of a throwback in the storyline. Dennis has gone back to the beginning of the adventure. We set the player up, since we take the inspiration for the game from the Civil War storyline, we do a big lead up to the Civil War, which is really centered around the Secret War storyline in the Marvel Universe. So we're actually deep in Castle Doom. Latveria is the source of, or suspected source of, international terrorism we're trying to investigate. In this mission, Nick Fury is quarterbacking your team of 4 commandos. And you're going through this and finding out who your nemesis is. We're working through the castle, facing new sets of research that this villain has been doing in Latveria and sort of unleashing terrorist cells throughout the world. In this roster, you're seeing Thor, Spider-Man, Deadpool, and Human Torch. And of course, as you unlock a character, you can replay older levels or earlier levels with your full roster at any time. One of the distinctive features of this game is on-the-fly switching of characters. And so we want players, especially in co-op, to be able to enjoy the full range of fusions and powers available to them. At any time, you can jump into your pause menu and your team menu, switch up the roster, and then keep going.
Oh wow, that's really convenient. That's better than the last one, actually. I like that improvement.
Yeah, that sure is a way for us to be able to make sure, look, we're giving you the largest army of superheroes, play with them as much as you can, explore them, upgrade their powers. Some of the ways you earn boosts are by saying, hey, look, let me try out Songbird. Really work really hard to be able to balance the characters so they're all fun to play. And you get unique achievements that we call heroic deeds with Songbird. So you kind of play thoroughly with her, and you earn these boosts that then you can use with every other character. So lots of systems to be able to really encourage exploring your full roster of characters.
And I just noticed Spider-Man. I know I used him in the last game. Does he have any new moves in this one?
So he has a set of 4 core powers. A couple of them you'll see here, the web bullets, a web barrage, in addition to a web mace. And one of the cool things about each of these powers, there's a slingshot effect where it's a distance closer in addition to an area of effect impact from Spider-Man. Of course, he has a swinging, but that's not one of his attack powers. It's of course, expected traversal method for Spider-Man. But he can fuse with every other character to say, what if I combine Spider-Man with Human Torch? What kind of move can he make? You're going to use his webs, pull all the enemies together in the screen. Human Torch adds a huge kind of inferno of 5 volts to them, really blasts them away. So that's a new move Spider-Man will have when you look at fusions. When he fuses with every other character, is essentially 24 new powers that are available for every character.
Great. Well, thank you for stopping by. It was really a nice pleasure to see this game firsthand.
Thank you very much. My pleasure.